Hi, I'm Laura, your property expert from Springbok Properties, the most reviewed UK-based cash buyer and fast sales specialist that's helped more than 15,000 people sell their house quickly. Today I'm going to share with you 30 questions to ask before you sell a house. We'll be talking about the questions to ask yourself and your partner, questions to ask an estate agent, as well as the questions you'll want to ask a cash buying company and an auction house. So if you're thinking about selling a house, this video is for you. Before we get started though, please take a moment to like and share this video and subscribe to our channel so that you're always up to date with our latest content. Thanks. So to start things off, we'll look at the questions to ask yourself and your partner. These are really important because taking the time to answer these will help you get what you want. Question 1 is, why do we want to sell this house? Having clarity around this is important. Is it because you need to upgrade or downsize? Maybe you're moving away, you want to free up your capital, or it's a probate sale. Or perhaps you're moving to be closer to family. During the process of selling, you might need to remind yourself of what's motivating you to sell. Now, question 2 might seem to be in contrast, but it's got to be asked. It's, have we considered our attachment to this house and are we ready to sell? Selling a property can be an emotional process, and it might be that you're just not ready to let it go yet. There could be memories wrapped up in a house, especially if it's a probate sale. So you should only sell when the time is right for you. Have a chat with your partner, friends or family about how you're feeling so that you're not doing something sooner than you want, which you might later regret. Assuming that you are ready to sell, question 3 is, how much is our property worth? Online research of the sold prices for comparable properties in your area will help you to get to an idea of how much you can expect to achieve. Most homeowners tend to overvalue their property, so you need to be realistic because a property's true market value is only what a buyer is willing to pay. Question 4 is linked to this, and it's, what is the minimum price we're willing to accept? This is the lowest amount that you'd need. For example, you might be selling so that you can be mortgage free, or you need the money to purchase your next home. This goes back to why you're selling in the first place. The 5th question is also about money, and it's, have we worked out the cost of selling? For more on this, please take a look at my other video where I talk through a practical example. You might be surprised at how much it can cost when you sell via the traditional route or an auction. Moving on to question 6, and it's, what is our preferred time frame for selling the property? Are you in a rush? Or can you take your time? Is there something coming up that's a hard deadline, such as Christmas or a holiday? Or a deadline to start a new job in a different part of the country, meaning you absolutely need to be out by then? Answering this will help you to focus on how you're going to sell, whether it's with an estate agent or to a cash buyer for a fast sale. Next is question 7, and that is, what is our plan if the property doesn't sell within the expected time frame? Do you have a contingency plan? For example, can you afford to live in your new place and still pay the council tax and mortgage on your previous home? Or are you going to use a cash buyer to help you get a fast sale? Question 8 is, do we want to spend money on repairs or home improvements before selling, or should we sell as is? Now, this won't be an issue if you're selling to a cash buyer because they'll buy as is condition, but if you're selling with an estate agent, you might want to consider doing the jobs that would cost you a sale. And now question 9, do we have all the necessary legal documents and paperwork? However you're selling your property, whether it's with an estate agent, a cash buyer, an auction house, or you're selling privately, you'll need to have your paperwork in order. So that's going to be your ID, the deeds and prove ownership certificates for work that's been carried out and anything related to the lease, if there is one. Digging out everything you need sooner rather than later will save a lot of headaches and stress later. Talking about paperwork, that takes me into question 10. Do we know which solicitor we're going to use? You'll want to know that the solicitor has experience of dealing with house sales and is up to the job. As with most aspects of your house sale, this is another area that's all about research so that you know you're getting the best service you can, and a service that includes everything you'll need. If you choose to sell with a fast cash buyer, there's a good chance that they'll have their own recommended panel of solicitors that will have been pre-approved and are familiar with the processes. That's all for the questions to ask yourself and your partner, so now it's time to move on to the questions to ask an estate agent. But first, a quick reminder. Don't forget to like and share this video and subscribe to our channel. Okay, question 11 is, how long have you been working as an estate agent in this area? This might seem like small talk, but it's an important question. It'll help you to find out how much experience they've got and how well they know your area. Because armed with knowledge and experience, they should be able to give you a more accurate valuation. Question 12 follows on from this, and it is, do you have experience with similar properties in my area? This is how you find out if they understand your local area as well as the features and benefits of your property that will excite buyers. The 13th question is, how will you determine the true market value for my property? And here's their chance to tell you exactly how they'll make the valuation. You see, most estate agents tend to overvalue properties in order to win your business. So you'll want to know that they're being realistic with the price right from the start. Our 14th question is one of my favorites. What is the market like for my area? If you've done your research, and you'll know from my other videos that I'm all about doing research, you'll already know that the state of the housing market in your area. But the reason for asking this question is to find out what they know about where you live. For example, are you close to a school with a great Ofsted rating? Is yours the road with the largest houses in the area? This comes from knowing the area. So asking the question will help you to find out just how much they know. Moving on now to question 15, and it's, can you give me some advice on how to prepare our property for sale? This is their chance to tell you what they think needs to be done to get a sale, such as small repairs or renovations. But it also enables them to again share their local knowledge. For example, if you live near a great school, the buyers are likely to be young, families that want to move into the catchment area. Therefore, an agent might suggest that you make the garden more child-friendly, or you put a single bed into the bedroom that you use as an office to show viewers that a bed does fit into the space. Now the 16th question, and it's, what's your strategy for marketing my property? With this question, you're trying to find out if the agent uses popular websites like Rightmove and Zoopla. You want to know that your property is going to be seen by a large audience, so ask. How will you handle viewings and potential buyers? Is a question number 17. What you're trying to find out here is whether you'll have to host the viewings or if the agent will do that for you, as well as if they vet the potential buyers to ascertain if they're serious and able to proceed. The last thing you want is someone that either can't afford your house or someone who isn't yet ready to buy coming to view. Question 18 is, how often will you provide updates on the house sale? When you're selling, you want to know what's happening at each stage. So the agent will send emails and call you with an update. I like the next question, number 19, because you can find out a lot from this. What is your estimated time frame for selling my property? This goes back to a couple of earlier questions where you're finding out how well the agent knows your area, because they'll have an idea of whether your property is either going to sell really quickly or be on the market for a while. When you've got the answer to this question, you'll be able to work out if it fits with your time frame. Moving on now to question 20, and it's, what's your commission fee and are there any additional costs? This is really important because knowing this will help you to plan your finances. It might be that they have a fixed fee option, but you'll need to pay for extras, or they work out a commission fee that's based on the sale price and everything is included. Ask the question, find out, and then do some calculations so that you can see how much you'd need to pay them. Question 21 now, and it's also about fees. Please, can you tell me about relisting fees, termination fees, and is it a no sale, no fee? If there is a relisting fee, you'll have to pay again if your sale were to fall through and you were to re-advertise, whilst a termination fee is what you'd pay if you decide to take your property off the market. And if it is a no sale, no fee contract, it means you won't have to pay anything if the agent can't find you a buyer. Now for the next question, question 22. What's the duration of the agency agreement? Asking this will help you to find out how long you'll be tied into a contract. It's usually between 4 to 12 weeks, but does that contract duration work for your plans? Again, on the subject of contracts is question 23. Can I be on the market with another agent at the same time? Most agents will want what's called a sole agency agreement. This is where they're the only agent allowed to market your property. A joint agency agreement, however, is where you can have 2 or more agents trying to sell your property. Question 24 is our last one for an estate agent, and it's, can you provide references or testimonials from previous clients? Now, they might point you towards a website, but you should have already done that as part of your research. If they're quick to tell you how and where to find reviews, chances are they've got nothing to hide. But if they can't provide testimonials, you've got to wonder why. I'm now going to move on to questions to ask a cash buyer, but just before I do, please like and share this video if you're enjoying and learning from it. And subscribe to our channel so that you don't miss out on our latest uploads. Thanks. Okay, questions for a cash buyer, and question 25 is, how quickly could the sale go through and can you work to my time frame? Most cash buyers will be able to complete your property sale in 30 days, but it all depends on the company and how efficient they are. When you're selling, you don't want to be rushed. It might be that the company can sell your property in 30 days, but if that's not what you need, tell them and ask them if they can work around your plans. Question 26 now, and it's, are you registered with the Property Ombudsman? If they are, it'll protect you in case anything goes wrong. And it also means that if you have a dispute, the Ombudsman can help you to get it resolved. If they say no, they aren't registered, walk away because you won't have that extra level of protection. Next is question 27, and it's my last one for cash buyers. Can I read your reviews? If you know me, you'll know that I'm all about doing research beforehand, so it's likely you'll have already read their online reviews. But asking them will help you to gauge their reaction. If they're proud of their reviews, they'll happily tell you where to find them online. If they're not, they'll probably try and change the subject. Next, I'm going to look at 3 questions to ask an auction house. Number 28 is, what are the fees if I sell my property at an auction? In another video, I covered the auction fees that you can expect, but finding out the costs will help you to get real figures that you can use in your calculations. Question 29 now, and it's, how do you determine the reserve price for my property? The reserve price is the minimum amount that you'd be willing to accept, and the auctioneer will not sell your property if the bids are less than they reserve. You may remember that earlier one of my questions was to ask yourself and your partner what the lowest amount is that you'd be willing to accept. It's for situations like this so that you're not going to negotiations with your eyes wide open and you know how much you need to get. And now your final question is 30. What is the auction process and what can I expect on auction day? This question will help you to understand what should happen leading up to the auction and what you'll need to do. How they answer it will shape how you feel about putting your property into an auction. Are they giving you a step-by-step explanation or a rushed overview? Listen carefully to their response, because if it's not what you want to hear, you can walk away and find another way of selling your property. Well, that's all 30 questions, but don't forget that we've got loads of other videos about selling property in the UK, and if you've enjoyed this one, please like it, share it, and subscribe to our channel by turning on the bell icon for notifications. Thanks ever so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye!